if you're really good at finding tangent lines, then you should be really good at finding normal lines. It's really pretty easy because all it is the slope that's perpendicular to the tangent line. So if it's negative 1 over f prime of x, all that is the opposite reciprocal. So back in Algebra 1, when you learned perpendicular lines have the opposite reciprocal slope, that's what we're doing. So if you find the equation of the tangent line, then you can find the equation of the normal line. Okay, so we're still using our, we can still use our rules. Now remember, you cannot always use the rules. It doesn't work all the time. If it works, terrific. You can't make up your own rules. Can't take the derivative of the top and the derivative of the bottom. That's not a thing, okay? If it is a quotient, you have to use your quotient rules. If it is a product, you have to use your product rules. There's no such thing as the derivative of something times the derivative of something, like there is the derivative of something minus or plus the derivative of something. Adding and subtracting, you can do. You can't do multiplying and dividing. If you do that multiplying and dividing, you're going to get done real fast, and you're going to wonder why there's 30 minutes left to go on a test or quiz, because you did them all wrong. They don't go that fast, okay? So, find the equation of the tangent line. So, we need to find y prime. Y prime is 2 times 3 is 6, x to the 2 minus 1, which is 1, minus 1x to the first, so minus 1. So there's your equation of the tangent line. We need at 1. So 6 times 1 minus 1 is 5. Y prime at 1 is 5. Y prime is the derivative. The derivative is the slope of the tangent line. We want an equation of the tangent line. Okay, if you need to like circle, box that, equation of the tangent line. If it said what is the slope of the tangent line, 5 would be our answer. It says equation of the tangent line. So we need to figure out what the value is that goes with 1. What's the point on this graph? What's the y value when x equals 1? So 3 times 1, 3 minus 1 plus 1. So we get 1, 3. So y minus 3 equals 5 times x minus 1. There is your equation of the tangent line. That's what we've been doing. Slope of the tangent line to get the slope of the normal line. So the slope of the normal line is the opposite reciprocal of the original slope of the tangent line. So y minus 3 equals opposite reciprocal x minus 1. There is your equation of the slope of the normal line. All right, find the equation of the tangent line and normal lines to the function at the point given. So we are given a point on this one. We aren't given a point over here, but we can figure out that point. We can plug it in, figure out what our y value is. So we know we're going to have our normal, and we're going to have our tangent. Okay, we're going to have those two. We know it's going to be y minus 8 equals something, x minus 2. Same thing here, y minus 8 equals something, x minus 2. We've just got to figure out what the slope of the tangent line is. When we figure out what the slope of the tangent line is, we take the opposite reciprocal and plug that in. So f of x equals x to the third, so f prime of x equals 3x squared. Power rule, bring the 3 down, x to the 3 minus 1, which is 2. Since we're finding it at 2, 3 times 2 squared, so we get 12. That is f prime of 2. That is the slope of the tangent line at 2. So 12, negative 112. Tangent line's 12, normal line's the opposite reciprocal. That's it. Here we have to come up with our y value. You can do that at the beginning, at the end, in your head. Okay, 9, when we plug 9 in, square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 9 is not plus or minus 3. Okay, square root of 9. If I say, what is the square root of 9, you would never tell me negative 3. You should not ever tell me negative 3. If I say x squared equals 9, then x is plus or minus 3. But that's not what we're doing. Okay, the square root of something is just 3. That's different than x squared equals 9. Now I'm taking the square root. I've got to plug in a number for x. Okay, I've just seen that some people a couple daily works ago put plus or minus when there was a square root there, and that's not true. The square root of 9 is just 3. If I'm solving something, that's when I get my plus or minus. So there's not two possible points right here. That's not a thing on this one. If you need to rewrite this, f of x equals x to the 1/2. Just be sure if you rewrite it, you don't write f prime. That is not f prime yet. All I did was rewrite this as using an exponent so that I can take the derivative of it. So it's ready to do that. So f prime of x, bring the 1/2 down. It's just the power rule. 1/2 x to the 1/2 minus 1, so negative 1/2. And we want to know at 9, so that's f prime of 9. If you want to make that look a little nicer, 1 over 2 times x to the 1/2. So 1 over 2 times 9 to the 1/2, raising something to the 1/2, the same as the square root. So 9 to the 1/2 is 3, times 2 is 6. So we get our tangent line slope to be y minus 3 equals 1 over 6, x minus 9. There's your, and your normal, y minus 3 equals opposite, reciprocal, point did not change. So there's your normal. If you're writing both of them, just be sure you say which one is which. If you don't say which one is which, then I don't know. If you're just writing one, you don't have to label it. But if you're writing two of them, just be sure you label which one is tangent and which one is normal.